What up, 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 what up? You now tuned into the 50-50 Felipe show, and I'm your host, Felipe. You already know what time it is. One time for that. What's good? What's good? I'd like to welcome y'all to another episode of my show, man. Felipe show, man. I appreciate the love. If you're listening right now, I appreciate your time. I appreciate your love and respect, even the hate. If you come on here to hate, and you can go ahead, do what you gotta do. You heard? Just do what you gotta do. Because guess what I'm about to do? I'm about to pop off on your favorite hater. So please like and subscribe some shit. You heard me? From the beginning, this is how we setting it off. Like and subscribe some joints. You heard me? Because we all got haters. Like and subscribe, share it. You did, that's all I ask, and I'm gonna pop off on your favorite hater. You heard? One time. You gotta go oops upside the hater head, like that. You gotta go oops upside the hater head sometimes. Let's get back adjusted in here. Let's get back adjusted in here. You heard me? One time for going upside the hater head. We'll respond. We gonna do what we do, man. This weekend, man. We gonna do what we diggity do. You know what I mean? You already know this episode is sponsored and backed up by Tasty Soul Food Platters. You already know that. I ain't got to tell you that, but I feel as though I had to tell you that because you may be new here. I don't know. But if you new here, you know what to do here. I just told you. You popped off in your favorite hater. Like, subscribe, and share this. You already know. I can't stress that enough. That's just showing love. Makes me go harder. You already know. This episode is also backed up and sponsored by Breakface Clothing. You already know that. I don't feel like I had to tell you that either. But I just had to say it. You dig? And one time for Georgetown, Guyana. Big GT. Wagwan. Big GT. You heard me? What up, though, man? I'm here, man. I'm tapping in, man. I'm doing my part as promised. You know what I'm saying? You do yours. You know what I mean? But other than that, man, right now we just got just different things we're going to just cover and go over. Just different topics, man. You know, a lot of stuff going on as usual. You know, you see me on here, a lot of stuff going on. A lot of us come and start with that. When we get on here, we be like, "It's a lot going on," or we be like, "Yo, I was busy." You feel me? I'm not gonna say those things. What I'm gonna say is, I couldn't come up with nothing. I ain't want to talk about nothing. I was too busy looking, listening, and learning. I ain't want to just be jumping on here trying to be the first person to deliver the news. I don't care about that. I don't care about that. I care about giving it to you official and it's real. Cause look, whenever you get to it, you're gonna get to it. I respect it because I know I watch podcasts. I listen to podcasts. So sometimes I go back to stuff that I might want to hear that one of your episodes from previous. You dig me? So I go to that. It could be from 5 years and now. You may have something that's knowledgeable. Like for example, like I listen to a lot of podcasts with different dogmen. So I go back to a lot of their episodes, and a lot of episodes they'll tell you how like to clean your yard properly, whether you got dirt ground or sterilize your house if your dog in your house, or they teach you just different things that's timeless, or how to raise a puppy, command and train. Those things are timeless. So I go back to those videos. So that's why I don't mind delivering the news how I deliver it. Because my outlook is my outlook. So that's just what it is. You heard? But so yeah, that's what was going on. Kind of like writer's block. But I'll say YouTube block. I'll say that. But I've been paying attention though, different stuff going on. I know one thing, my little brother home, Chris Breezy home, baby. Breezy is in the building, bitch. Breezy out. Breezy is out, man. They let a real one go, man. Yo, Breezy be going through some shit, man. Like he don't got millions. He be acting like he just trying to get on. The way my boy be moving, man. Breezy, and you can't stop Breezy motion. Chris Brown, if you don't know who Breezy is Chris Brown. That's everybody be like somebody is a relative it is or a fantasy person they like or whatever. I always call Chris Brown my little brother since popping. Since popping. You know what I mean? Yeah, I was like, that's my little brother. Like that's just what it was, and he just I claimed him and he showed me just who he was. My little brother, he blew straight to the top, man. Word. But along with that, he been having a lot of mishaps. We all know the joint we ain't got to talk about. We know the other joint we ain't got to talk about. It's a situation at this house we ain't got to talk about. The situation on the road we ain't got to talk about. Like, yo, Breezy, you know what I mean? The affiliation we ain't got to talk about. Y'all know all these things about little bro. He official tissue like the referee whistle. You dig? So with that being said, man, Chris Brown is home. He posted bail. What's that? 6.7 million. You know what I'm saying? From overseas over there, what's that, England, where somebody allegedly went oops upside one of the music music promoters' head at a function over there. So you know they taking it serious. He got that money, so they drilling it in like that on little bro. But welcome home to Breezy. I hope the tour continue on that he has scheduled for some time in June this year. I hope he can continue that. I hope he, get his paperback right, get his mind right, like I know he was in there, and proceed with his life, man. Yo, welcome home to Breezy, man. My boy Lil Bry out, $6.7 million bail, man. Stay out of trouble, Breezy. They on your heels like a pair of stilettos, baby. Word spawn. That's just how I'm coming, though. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I can relate to that. Kind of like he like the black sheep of hip hop, R&B. Oh, hold up. Wait. Them 10 niggas ain't last too long. Take a seat. All my niggas that been yakking too strong. Them 10 niggas dealt out of jail. Them 5 of them got caught already. Now I brought you this topic on the episode way back. You can go check that out about the 10 men that broke out of jail. Well, they got 5 of them, and 5 of them is on the run. And this is very interesting because the 5 that's on the run, they was getting caught in weird places. One was in the grocery, one was in like a corner gas station store, one was like in some bushes, and the other one was sleeping on the bench like a bum. Bruh, if you break your neck to go through all that, it ain't even pretty much the charge. The charge, I wouldn't say, is not too much and it's not leaning, it's not hard enough. I'm not here to say that. I'm going to just tell you with me. With my escape I have on my jacket, it really wasn't holding no weight. And to be honest with you, it held some weight in the beginning, but it really didn't because the way I escaped. And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a thing. Like, because when you held in them institutions and them facilities, it's kind of like they fault. So it follows you, but it goes somewhere after a while. Cause look, mine happened like 1997. When your Big died, I think mine happened like 97. Big died. Big. Rest in peace, Big. Speaking of, I got something for Big too in this segment, but almost like 9-7, 9-8 mine happened. So like, and I done got in trouble time after that, and that shit never really bothered me ever, 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 ever. And they'll speak about it and stuff, but they'll never like hold you back from it. They'll just act, especially like in places like Pennsylvania. They spoke on it. They just asked me about it, but they didn't like hold me accountable for it or punish me again. And all I had, it just was on there. It just said it on the paperwork, which was escape. So it really didn't like really knock me down. And then when it had its effect, I at that same time I had got sentenced to a few years. So after doing those years, it was dying down anyway. When it was time for me to leave, finish the time, I went straight outside because I proved myself. So sometimes, and I really did leave the joint. I was out I was out. Pew. So I'm just saying, not to say it's a bad thing or a good thing, not to encourage anyone. I'm just saying, like I tell you, I speak on my life, my situation, shit I've been through. I don't know how it's going to work for you. I don't know if it's going to be better or worse. I don't know. I only can tell you what I've been through. So, you know what I mean? The 5 that got caught, they I just think they did that out of just the fun of it. Because how you just go out and break out of a jail, you about to go to prison. You break out of the county out of the jail, but you about to go to prison, right? And you in that month and you get caught sleeping on the bench. Like you ain't have nowhere to go, no motivation, no nothing. You just saw freedom and just went for it. Just sleep on the bench. He's like, come on, bro. You sleep on the bench though. You just broke out of jail. You might as well just go back and get your bunk and your bed and your pillow to somebody and just go sleep on the floor. Word. I'm telling you, because niggas is crazy, man. There's no way I would have went that far to do that, to do what he did. And that's just keeping it funky with you, like an old batch of collard greens. No way I would have went that far, do what he did, what he done. And when I left, I had a head start too. Well, not really. I didn't really have a head start because I punched an officer and ran. So wasn't no head start. They was on my heels at that very moment. It just where I was at when I ran in the woods. I did what they did. Ran across the highway, ran across the interstate, jumped fence, jumped barbed wires. I did all that. But the only thing, I put my hands on the officer, so they had time. They had like mad hours head start. I didn't. Once I popped, like how I slapped your favorite head in the beginning. Once I popped, bam, it was like on. I got away, but they just didn't know which way I went, so they had to like do some homework on me and say he might have went to this part. I'm young at the time, not thinking that's how they was doing it, but they probably was like, oh, he from this part of the world, this coast. Let's go over there and flood that neighborhood out. And that's what they did later that day, but they didn't catch me that day. You dig me? And I ain't get caught fast like them five did. Now, speaking of the other five are very dangerous people. At least two of them, 2 to 3 of them are very, 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 very dangerous people, which I spoke about earlier on one of this episode with the incarceration, with the escape of the 10 people that was incarcerated. So I just want to say to you, like, man, these other five, they're very dangerous. One of them got 4 bodies already, and he ain't even 30 years old. He out in the street, he a menace. So you know he looking for somebody who told on him. Only thing I'm saying is, you know, uh, it's just a shame, because, just to think about it on some real stuff, they supposed to be in there. I ain't saying I want a person in or out of there. I'm speaking on the situation, which is the fact that that place is supposed to hold hardened criminals. And if they breaking up out of there 10 at a time and going, and it's people in there that could have left too, they ain't want to go. They had people in there. They told them niggas in the whole tier for 2. They said y'all better not have no fights or nothing. Y'all better chill out because we doing something tonight. Niggas went with it. We doing something tonight. Bunch of young niggas. They escaped up out of there, got up out of there, wrote little letters and notes on the wall. I ain't do that. I just jumped in. I just punched, jumped, ran, and got low. You dig? That's all I did. But them niggas was gone. And so, their family is worried about them. You know what I'm saying? Their family is worried about them bad because they don't want them to get killed. And when you want a man like that, they coming. They coming. They can't. They coming. They coming. They gonna put the pressure on you to where it's though when they come, they know where you at. They gonna get you, and they gonna follow you like they did me. They gonna watch you like they did me. They gonna get you, man, when you escape from them places, man. They said the prosecutor even got low. They said that nigga skipped town. He said, "Oh, the nigga got convicted for 4 bodies. He ain't free." That nigga said, I'm going to my vacation home in Florida. I'm out of here. For real. Prosecutor was a black guy too, convicted the dude. I think his name is I ain't sure what his name is. I ain't sure, but it's the one that they said could dress up for a female. They said out of the 10 guys that escaped from prison, one of them could dress up and go as a female. And I ain't going front. If you put a wig on, he'll look like a female. I mean, come on now. We all know what people look like. I ain't never into that. Let's get that clear. I'm not into that. But guess what I do know? My eyes can see. The nigga, if you put a wig on the nigga, he ain't got no facial hairs. He look like a woman. Like one of them dudes, you know what I mean? If you say like you joking with a nigga, he be like a bitch. Like, nigga, you like a bitch. He do like a bitch. He ain't got no facial hairs or nothing. Not a bit of them. Not a bit of them. Like he shaved it off, nothing. But he young though. He like 20-something. But he still look like he could put a wig on, or he could dress up as a Muslim. FOI. Put on the bow tie. Let me stop giving him ideas, because ain't no telling who listening to this here. Ooh. Motherfucking Styles P versus Jim Jones, though? Styles P versus Jim Jones, though. That's deep. Because if we talking, so we got to be talking like, if first and foremost, Styles P versus Jim Jones, though. Come on. Let's go with Styles P, though. Styles P is hard. Styles P is the street. Styles P is intelligent. Styles P is healthy. Styles P is proven. Styles P been to prison. Styles P is just been grimy with the same kind of rap for a minute. Styles P is if I didn't I can't say versatile because Styles P give it to you the same way every time. Bitch. Word. Word. Styles P is Yonkers. Now, Styles P and Jim Jones. Now we talking about Jimmy. Let's talk about Jimmy real quick. Jim Jones, rugged. Jim Jones, the streets. Jim Jones, Harlem. Jim Jones, the Bronx. Jim Jones, legendary. Jim Jones, motivator. Jim Jones, inspirer. Jim Jones, fashionary. And Jim Jones, hood. Jim Jones, still ghetto. Jim Jones, music. Music is consistent for the last, I want to say 4 to 5 years. Jim Jones has been consistent with relevant music. Now, so you got a different Jim Jones from back then to now. And you got a Styles P that always stays Styles P. So what Jim Jones is we talking about? Because if we talking about the first album, Jim Jones, he wasn't like this. He wasn't like that. He had it, but he wasn't like that. He had to perfect his craft. That's my nigga. Now, if you talking about the old 90s, early 2000s Styles P, trashing everybody. You heard. When I say everybody, I mean everybody. Everybody. Yeah. Oh, everybody. Listen, he was trashing everybody. Niggas ain't wanted with P. P put that hawk to you. P went in the pen for hawking a nigga. We talking about Styles P, man. Your favorite rapper. You heard me? That's just what it is, man. Now, Locks is he's a part of the group called Locks. Jim Jones is a part of a group called Dipset. They don't like to acknowledge themselves as a group. And I understand why. But they've been a group to us. Because when you think of Dipset, you think of Jim Jones, you think of Freaky Ziggy, you think of Cameron, and you think of Jewel Santana. That's Dipset. When you think of the Locks, for sure, Styles P, Jadakiss, and Sheek Louch. My nigga Louch. My nigga Louch is definitely that dude. So, Jim Jones and Styles P beef. I'm in battle. My bad. They saying they want to bring back Versus. I think Versus is a waste of time. Word. Because Versus was interested when everybody was in the house. Even my mother was watching Jim Jones, Dipset, and the Locks thing. Because it's just what we was in the house. So that's just what it is. You know what I mean? But my take on it real quick and slick, like head to the back, off the baby lore, I say right now, Jim Jones. Especially the new Jim Jones. Go get that new album. Styles P got music out too. Go grab that. But if we talking about 2024 Styles P, he got to write new shit. And 2024 Jim Jones, and he got to write new shit. I'm going to say Jim. Styles might have the bars, but Jim got a different type of swag right now. Jim is just awkward right now. Like it's crazy for Jim right now. The energy is crazy. Like he is crazy. And so I'll say Jim definitely gonna bring the people out. And he definitely, if he got to be the crowd, the Locks crowd gonna come with that. Dipset crowd gonna come with that. That'll be something to see. I would like to see that. It'll be definitely, how everybody say, good for hip hop. Yo, now when I first did this podcast thing, guess what I ain't see coming? I ain't see Jadakiss and Fat Joe bringing it to the TV like this on the podcast, man. That was very, very special. I never saw that coming. That's a hit out of the blue. Much respect to Jadakiss, much respect to Fat Joe for the podcast. I believe it's called Jada and Joe or Joe and Jada, whatever it is. I think it's good, very informative, very so much hip hop knowledge, so much culture, like two big dogs. You know what I'm saying? I like their pureness so far, like their honesty so far, like they just regularly talking, you know what I'm saying? And it's just real like a comfortable setting up there. A lot of respect amongst each other, a lot of history, like I said. I just, want to see what more they got to come in some of the guests and stuff. I think they're going to just do a couple episodes and, you know what I mean? I haven't watched all of them. I watched the first one, I believe, or the second one. I knew it was the first one, and I've been seeing little clips here and there, on the internet. And so I've been catching up like that. But I do want to let you guys know that, you know what I'm saying? Is room here for everybody on this podcast. Stop thinking that you're too late or you're too early or just do what you got to do because it could be yours that really do something. Don't worry about how early or late it is. Just start somewhere. That's all I got for you on that Jada and Fat Joe episode. Fat Joe podcast. Them my dudes right there. You heard? So yeah. Before I go any further, man, let's have a moment of silence for Big, man. His birthday was I believe was yesterday, I believe. But let's have a moment of silence for Big real quick. And happy birthday, rest in heaven, Big Papa. We always love you. Notorious Big was born May 21st, 1972. And we all know Notorious Big life was taken from him in March 9th, 1997. Very young guy, hip hop icon. From the day he touched the microphone, I'm sure y'all all know who Big is. If you don't, get a good, do some history on Notorious Big, Biggie Smalls, a rapper out of Brooklyn, New York, Bedford style, Brooklyn, New York to be exact. Rest in peace to Big. Rest in peace. Happy birthday in heaven, my boy. Baby. One more time for Biggie. Brooklyn, we did it. Brooklyn, we did it. You know what I mean? That's how my boy would have been coming, though. And it's just love. This is how it is. Oh, shit. Remy, mine, Papoose? 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 I ain't liking this for them. Word. They was like all my children in hip hop. There was like one life to live in hip hop. They was like, as the world turned to hip hop, what happened? Yo. And then it's like the gloves is off, man. They beef, man. She said this was all a facade. This wasn't right. We was just doing this for this. It's nasty. I ain't never see it like this. Pap speaking his shit, and I get it. I am not the one to say what's good and what it ain't good. All I know is that when you don't know what's going on, you don't know. You gotta hear both sides. You gotta stay out of people's stuff. But when they bring it into the table like that, from experiences, knowing when you arguing with a woman and they talking like how she talking, oh my God, it's not no internet scam or scheme or cloud. No, they showing proof she got this man stuff bagged up. Nigga, come get your shit out my motherfucking house. Nigga, it's been bagged up for years now. Come get it up out of here. I was paying the bills, nigga, while you was on the streets. That's what she told Papoose. That's what she told my boy. Nigga, I was paying the bills while you was on the streets, nigga. I was paying for places I ain't never seen, never lived in. She talking cocky to him. And, he talking his shit back, she was doing it with a lesbian the whole time. She don't like lesbians, and he busted her with a lesbian, and the daughter was in another room while she was in the bed with a lesbian, get nails polished, eat peanuts, some shit like that. I don't know what the fuck Remy was doing. Hey, Remy, Pat said he was eating peanuts, getting your toenails done and shit. Like, what the fuck is that, though? Record company people are shady. Yo, Pat, Remy, I don't know. Maybe somebody tell you I said it if you don't hear it yourself. Everything ain't for the internet, man. And who am I? But guess what? It ain't on me right now. Everything ain't for the internet, baby. Because I feel if any more things come out, it's going to be nasty. And I just hope that it don't get there because right now it's already nasty. So, and it's just to the day of yesterday shit. Oh my God. Imagine if it go on for over the week. Because right now ain't nothing else to say but the worst stuff. Start talking about people like we all heard shit, and as you see, they still heard. As you see, so you could expect the unexpected. Fucking with Remy, when you dealing with Remy Ma, when you dealing with Papoose, you heard him. You know what I mean, so he wanted and Papoose making sure Bedford projects in the building when he talk when he go live. You feel me? Remy doing her whole BX thing when she go live. You feel me? So I mean, I just hope it don't get no worse than it already is. You know what I mean? But other than that, they have a child together, and you know what people say: stay out of people's business, cause tomorrow they'll be back fucking and sucking. And speaking of fucking and sucking, y'all keeping up with the Diddy trial? Oh my God, this ain't even about Diddy. I'm just saying though. Oh my God, the stuff they saying, and then they say somebody put Kid Cuddy or cut Kitty dog inside the bedroom. He closed the door. He was mad about that. He wanted to fight Puff on trial. It's his first time seeing Puff. Yo, that Diddy trial crazy, man. I'm telling you, it's real spooky, man. Shit, that shit spooky as hell. Diddy nasty. He was freaky ass nigga. Anyway, y'all have a good weekend, man. God is good. But you already know that. I want you to just stay focused, keep your head on the swivel, stay positive, stay out there, stay energetic, love on everybody that love you back. You dig me? Listen, hold your head high. Ain't no ducking and laying low. Hold your head high. That's what it is. That's what it always be. If you have issues, don't feel like you don't have nobody to talk to. Try and talk to somebody. If you feel as though you can't talk to somebody, maybe it's because you're not explaining exactly what's going on. Get right to the butt of the gun, which is the issue. Don't dance around and then when you do something, you always trying to tell you, no. If you have parents, talk to your parents. If you have family members, talk to them. Close co-workers, talk to them about the issues because everybody's going through something. And I don't want no one to make the wrong moves and make the wrong decisions and doing stressful times like that and drastic measures and survival and struggles. Those type of things tweak your brain to be different and move different and do things you normally wouldn't do and say. So I just strongly suggest and ask if there's anything or anyone out there, my bad, anyone out there going through anything, please, I ask you, talk to somebody, make an anonymous phone call. Don't do anything that you can't, that you're going to regret or you're going to leave your family upset about. And we all know. You dig? I'm out of here, man. 50-50 Felipe show. One time for that.